Alright, welcome back to another nature POV photography video today. I found this new trail I haven't been on before. We've already got some really nice light. It was raining earlier today, so there's a lot of dew and kind of misty fog floating around. So that should be fun to grab along the way. And the trail goes for a couple miles here. We're just gonna go as far as we want and turn back whenever, and if we're lucky, capture some wildlife along the way. So let's jump right in. I see already we've got some great water droplets on these leaves here. Make sure you guys can see this. Gonna lower the aperture a bit to get focus on just some of these individual drops. And then I'm gonna bump the aperture up here so we can get a bit more focus on all of them at the same time. I'm using the Sony A7IV today, like always. And today we've got on the big 70-200 f2.8 Sony lens with me, which is always fun to grab all these little textures along the way. Hi. And I've already got some nice light here shining onto these leaves. We can just get in close, blur the background a bit, and grab the focus on these. It's not the best composition. Maybe we try one up here with the sun a bit more in the background. And I'm already really liking the way this trail is kind of winding back and forth. We can zoom out as much as possible here, just kind of catch the trail. Just kind of working its way through all the greenery and different life here. And again, I'm loving just the opening here with the trail as the subject. We don't have the perfect lens for it, but that's okay. Try one getting a bit lower so we can maybe emphasize that greenery above it a little more. And then again, we've got this light from the left side here, just peeking through the trees and landing on some of these leaves. We can't get too far just on our own here, but I might be able to crop it in to help us get that focus right on the leaves there. And this is kind of where this lens really shines, in my opinion, with all these just kind of small textured leaves here. We can really get in close and just really, there's not necessarily much you have to do with the composition. You can just kind of zoom in and point it anywhere. Every photo will be a bit different. I'm going to turn the aperture up to make sure more of these leaves are in focus in one photo. Not sure if there's actually like an actual spider or anything in this, but we might be able to get a focus on just the web that it's kind of made. if we're lucky here. And again, I might crop this one in just a bit more to really have our subject fill the frame there. And again, we've got another really cool piece here with this drop, just hanging off this little twig. This is going to be tough to get a focus on. We'll start with this leaf. See if we can start there. And then slowly inch our way closer to this. Just that one little drop on the bottom there. Lower the aperture just a bit more to really emphasize that blur in the background. And yeah, we've got a cool shot of a water droplet. Ooh, I really like these pine cones here. And again, this light coming in is landing really nicely on the leaf around them, which just adds that kind of extra detail to it all. Got a great little waterfall here. We won't be able to capture it all with this lens, so what's the best spot to kind of zoom in and capture the details of it? Maybe we'll take a step closer. I'm gonna shoot up it like this. So I moved my position there just to adjust for the lens we're using. I was able to capture a bit more of the waterfall from that spot there. And I think we'll grab the bottom side of this water as well. Maybe we can grab a focus on this rock here, or the moss on it. We can even use these leaves in front of us that kind of feel like they're in the way, but to actually frame our photo just a little bit here with that like foreground blur. And then we can also bump up the aperture here. It's going to be pretty dark. This one might have some grain to it, but we can focus on the leaf. We're using a low aperture, like f11 here. We should still be able to see some of that water somewhat in focus, not completely blurred. Oh, look at this little stream here, kind of tucked behind all this greenery. And we can use the ferns, again, just like before, to kind of frame the water, kind of creating that natural frame. And let's see if we can get in a bit closer and maybe widen that frame a little bit. I really like this shot here. We've got some great light coming in. And again, I just think the trail is a great subject. That just kind of the natural leading line in a photo. And it's pretty simple. of an image here as I switch to vertical. Like, I'm really not having to do much, but turn around and see where I came from, and I like the look of that one, so we shoot it. Got another trail picture here. Probably getting sick of them, but I just can't resist. And we've even got that tree on the left to fill part of the frame there. And I kind of like the shadows created here. Obviously from these two trees and then the fern. But it's kind of like an abstract way to photograph nature a little bit. Instead of capturing the subject itself, you just capture the shadow of that subject. And as we're getting higher and higher, you can kind of start to see the drop off here and a bit more of the skyline. So that's pretty fun as we climb the mountain. So a little bird on the trail here. I'm going to try another one of kind of these close-up pattern photos with all the leaves being like the same type and color and shape. And we can just get in here and really just show off those different patterns here. Don't have too much light with all the trees kind of blocking the sun from coming in, so we can't take too many with a low aperture, kind of keeping everything in focus. So that's why I'm keeping the aperture big here, kind of just more out of necessity than anything else really. And it does make it a bit tougher. Maybe we can focus in on these mushrooms here at the very bottom. And we'll call that good and keep it moving. And we're back to running in with this stream. I'm gonna try and capture one, just kind of looking up it as much as we can. We'll keep it vertical here. These will probably be grainy because I want as big of an aperture as we can get here. I might not have even gotten it in focus. I bumped the shutter speed down to make up for it, but that might have been a mistake. Oh, look at all the textures on these leaves here with the water droplets. Let's see if we can get in close on something like that. We're a bit too close here. And then as I was taking that picture, I saw these little buds again with water drops on them. This is gonna be tougher to grab, focus on. Looks like we just got it there. I love this shot here. We've got the trail as the subject that, as you know, I'm a sucker for, and just to add on to that, all of the light, all the highlights that are kind of being cast onto this trail, and then all the leaves as well. And we'll try and capture as much of it as we can, although it's probably not going to be everything we've hoped for. I'll scoot back as much as I can here. Maybe vertical for just this close-up area here. And we'll leave it at that. Yeah, look at this. This is kind of just what I was talking about, but kind of on a whole nother level here. And by getting low, we're able to bring more of that top side of the picture into frame here. Really cool spot here. Can grab this little critter, whatever he is. See how close we can get this here. Got some great flowers here. You can kind of take that texture shot we've been taking along the way, just with a new subject. And this probably is not going to be a great view for you, but that's what I'm about to take a photo of. All those leaves with the blue sky as the background there. Look at all this moss on these branches here. Yeah, look at all that. That's crazy. Move a little bit to the right so we can capture the end of this branch here. Get it all in photo. Hi. How's it going? Good. I think we'll try and grab one of these bikers. That's some bit of a subject change. Capture them in that sunlight there. And I'm gonna grab another texture photo here. I think I grabbed one of this similar plant earlier, but this is more because of the light. Just the way it's situated with all these highlights being kind of overexposed on the right here, but then the left still having these shadows. I'm gonna grab more of the brighter part there. It's a little messy, but I kind of just like the separation between those two subjects there. What is this? This little thing? I have no idea, but it's my next subject. I do know that. Trying to grab just the back wheel or the feet there. Wow, look at this. I'm contemplating whether I should switch lenses just for this shot. I might have to. Yeah, I've gotta. We'll put this one back on in a second, but all these mossy trees and the way they line up just kind of fits perfectly. We've got the sun coming in on the right. Give me a second, we gotta take a pic of this. Okay, we're back with this. Oh yeah, this is so much better. Look at this shot. Oh, that's just perfect. I just kind of want to sit and look at it for a little bit. Let's try a bit of a higher aperture here. That might just be it. There's too much. There's too much to shoot here. Look at all this moss. I hope some of the sound is coming through as well, because it really is just adding to the experience. Okay, we're gonna swap back. I'm not saying anything about what this is because we all know at this point. Let's try and get up close on this moss here. I haven't gotten a full detail one yet. I'm gonna try and get kind of as close to it as I can without interrupting this trail too much, so we can focus on something in the back and just kind of lead the eye through it. Look at this. Got some great textures here. Again, probably going to be a bit grainy. Let's do the same thing, but grab some of the sun in it. Now we got a skinny trail. Kind of like this one. Allows for a lot more of that environment to show.